Okay, so if this is the path that you chose, I will be taking you on a walk through the forest on this windy winter day. And we're going to be looking for messages from Spirit to see what it is that they're trying to communicate with you. So this could be about a relationship, this could be about your career, about spirituality, your expression. It could be about anything, really. So we're just here to see what Spirit is trying to say. So let's go. The wind has taken a calm moment. So I'm feeling like I want you to take a deep breath right now. Deep breath. Close your eyes for just a moment and feel the essence inside of you. Feel your soul, your spirit, your heartbeat. It's really important that whatever question you have, you find that peace within inside yourself first, because that is how your intuition comes out to you. So I'm heading into this beautiful cedar forest right now. And it's still really calm. So maybe you're just waiting. You're waiting for something. You're waiting for something to happen. Maybe you're waiting for the abundance of a new career path. Or, I'm feeling a bit of a breeze. So that means that something's coming forth for you. This could be career related. Maybe a new career path is coming into your life. Oh, here comes the wind. Something is coming into your life swiftly. It could be a changing career. It could be a new relationship. It could be a spiritual evolution. Look up there. The beautiful birch trees swaying. So this is a forest of mixed deciduous and conifers. This is in Ontario. Wow. So Spirit, what messages can you give to this path? I hear a bird calling out. The bird is telling you that whatever path that you're on, you're on the right path. You have to just keep trusting your intuition. And the wind is saying it's almost time for you to take action. You can see the wind in the trees. It's time to take action. It's time to receive. This is my little dog here. She's looking for a treat. And so maybe it's also time for you to receive some gifts into your life now. Maybe you've been putting energy and effort into a project, a relationship, something, and you're getting ready to receive that abundance. It's not too cold today. It's pretty warm for a winter day. And all the snow is piling up on all the branches. Let's see. Spirit, what messages are you here? Can you tell us? I hear the wind again. If you are nervous or hesitant, you're not sure which path to take, Spirit is saying that you already know what path to take. But if you're feeling confused, maybe it would be important for you to meditate a little bit. Or, I don't know if you've ever heard of shamanic journeying, but shamanic journeying is essentially, it allows you to go deep within the depths of your shadows. It allows you to connect with parts of yourself that have been hidden away from you. And just because I'm entering this kind of darker segment of the forest, I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, there is some shadow work that maybe needs to be done before you can fully connect to that. I'm hearing this cracking in the woods. A tree is creaking. Interesting. I hope we don't have a tower moment coming. Maybe you are on the brink of a tower moment. Maybe there's a new identity that's coming into your existence. You are transforming and shaping. Okay, just as I was hearing the creaking, I'm seeing this giant, massive dead tree here. And it's not falling yet, but you can tell that if a big gust of wind did come, parts of it would definitely fall off. So maybe you're letting parts of yourself go now that no longer serve you. Maybe you're releasing attachments, or you need to release attachments to certain material elements in your life. There's a cracking again. So potentially Spirit is saying, it's nudging you. It's saying, let these go. Let these go. You cannot move forward. You cannot leap into this divine magic of your life if you're still holding on to these old attachments, these old behavior patterns. And the wind is agreeing with me, right? Like the wind keeps coming back, but it's very quiet. It's just a gentle nudge. There's no tower moment happening yet. It's saying, if you take these actions now, if you release this attachment now, we won't have to give you a tower moment. And the tower moment is all about when we've been holding on to things too long in our life, things that no longer serve us. Sometimes Spirit has to shake them free because you aren't necessarily doing it. Like the human isn't taking the action that they need to. And so, for example, in my own life, I had a tree actually land on me and crush my spine. And so that was my tower moment. That totally changed my perspective on life, on everything, on my perception of judgment and of guilt and whatnot. So, and that allowed me to release a lot of karma. But at the same time, I was, bedridden for months. I couldn't walk for months. I could have been paralyzed, but luckily it wasn't. So anyways, bit of a tangent. What I'm telling you though is you have the ability to take off the dead branches of your life before your entire tree comes crashing down, right? You have the ability to remove some of the debris before a monumental shift maybe happens. Okay, you can either move into your transformation delicately and strategically, or you can allow Spirit to do it for you. The choice is yours. I can just tell you though from my own experience that tower moments can be painful, but they are extremely healing and allow for immense growth. So we are traveling deeper into the woods, and you can hear, there's some birds. I don't know if you can see the chickadees on camera, but hello chickadees. I'm not sure what chickadees symbolize exactly, but I would think they're a harbinger of spring. So I sense a new beginning coming for you. I sense a new beginning coming for you in your relationships. Hello, a union. There's two. So maybe you're coming into a union with another person, a new relationship, and their wind is coming again to confirm that. Here comes the wind saying, yes, there is a new relationship, or there is going to be a revitalization in an existing relationship, or a reconciliation in a relationship that you might be wondering about. Now we're headed through this area of dead trees, and I'm trying to be careful because yes, I am a little afraid. So you have to maybe go through some of the things, like I said before, that you have maybe been attached to, and let them go. That is how you will come into this new reality for yourself. You'll create this birth of new life, and it's gonna revitalize you in so many ways. That's the thing. Whenever one, like for example, if you get into a new relationship, that will transform your career and your spirituality and your expression, right? When you get into a new career, that'll transform maybe your relationships, right? Each element within has an effect on other elements of your life. If you transform your body, if you're taking care of yourself and putting the proper food into your body, there is Spirit again, the wind agreeing. So Spirit is trying to say, you're on the right path. Relinquish, let go of these things that no longer serve you, these attachments, and embody that being that you know is within you. And you know, this is my little dog here. Her name is Winnie, and she is like my little spirit guide. So I'm telling you that you will always have, there is a spirit guide that is always with you, that is always there helping you. You always have to just trust that they're there and that they're ahead of you, watching out for things. They constantly have your back. They're always there, willing to help answer any questions or guide you. So you just have to trust them and be there for them as they are for you. All right, so we're going down now. Now down, usually when you're traveling through a landscape, down usually means that you're heading towards water. And so I'm thinking that whatever spirit is trying to say is that you're going to be connecting on a deeper level with your emotions than you have before. Now, of course, we're surrounded by water, having snow being literally everywhere. And today the snow, it's allowing me to make a ball with it, right? So that's also saying that materially you will be able to shape your physical reality. This is a great time for you to be able to manifest your dreams too. And what did I say? We're headed to water. So right where Winnie is, there is this pond, and it leads into a creek, which you obviously can't see because the snow is covering it, but like I said. So that means you have these emotions that are getting ready to flow, okay? And with spring coming, like I said, you're going to be having this new life, this maybe new relationship, this new outlook, perspective. And once again, the wind is here to confirm. Well, everyone, I'm not sure how long that's been. Let me just pause the video. Let's see. Okay, so it's been about 12 minutes. We'll start the journey back and we'll see what other messages we can get. I would like to do the whole loop, of course, but that would take an hour, so this is quite a big piece of land. All right, so we're walking back uphill now that we've connected deeply with our emotions and we've gone within the shadow self, and you're bringing back together those pieces of you that maybe have been hidden for a while. We're climbing back up this mountain finally to gain a new perspective on whatever it is that we have gone through. So if you are going through a tower moment, if you have been through a tower moment, this is a sign that you are seeing things from a new perspective. This has all been for your growth. As painful as it has been, it is extremely, extremely important. Oh, there comes another gust of wind. That one was kind of, oh, you can hear branches cracking. Okay, some of you really need to release some of these attachments, because Spirit is saying, if you don't, the tower moment will come. It's inevitable, right? When you build up that much energy and attachment and thought on something, it has to express itself in some way, right? So it has to be released in some way. Okay, we're almost at the top of this it's a little hill and I'm out of breath. So some of you, not all of you, but some of you, I think, could do with getting outside for a bit. Get outside and commune with the trees. Look at them. They're literally saying, please come commune with us. Hear the wind. Get outside and get some physical activity, because in the wintertime it's hard for a lot of us to get outside. But it's really important to get your body moving, to get the energy flowing, right? You need your physical body to get the energy moving. You need your emotional body to get the energy moving. You need your spiritual body, and so on. They all work together. And if one is lacking, they'll all start to falter. Just like if you don't change your oil in your car, There's going to be a lot of things. Oh, I heard, I don't know, snow falling? Yeah, if you don't change your oil in your car, other things will start to fail. So everything is reliant on everything else. We are all so interconnected. Ecosystems like this one are extremely interconnected. People might think, oh, this dead tree, like, it doesn't serve a purpose, but this dead tree serves so many purposes to so many creatures. This is a home to squirrels and all sorts of birds and insects, fungi. It's an entire ecosystem. It's a city. This whole forest is an entire realm to these creatures. So we're traveling into kind of the dark again, but this time we're traveling through the dark with awareness. You know, we know now. We have a different perspective. We're not afraid of what's lurking in the shadows. And we always have our little light with us, right? Our little guide to always help us. Now, there are often, like, if you're quiet, which I'm not quiet today because I'm talking to the camera, but sometimes there's elk and deer that wander these woods. And one time I came face to face with one, like right in front of me, and it actually charged at me because I don't think it saw me because I was frozen because I was so scared. But yeah, it's really incredible, the feeling that you get when you connect with another animal like that. It's beautiful. Look at Winnie. She's like, I will defend you. She's scouting out ahead. See, our guides and our spirit guides, our ancestors, our angels, they're always there. They're always there watching over us, looking ahead, seeing where the next path is going to lead us, and trying to guide us where they know that we ought to go for our highest good. And yes, again, thank you, wind, for agreeing with me. Being an air sign, I feel extremely connected to the wind, especially because having the tree land on me, it was the wind that caused it. The wind, it was extremely windy that day. And so I feel very connected to the wind and that it's constantly speaking to me. So you will see that a lot in these walking videos through the woods. Again, I hear that cracking in the forest. So maybe spirit has been nudging you to go a certain direction. That's your intuition talking. It's subtle. Anxiety, that is more pushy and stressful. It's like, oh, don't do that thing, or oh, you need to do that thing. That's anxiety. But intuition is this subtle feeling inside of you, in your stomach, in your heart, that's saying, this is where I feel I need to go. And so once again, and it's funny, the tree only cracks when I'm passing it, and then it stops. So I don't know, that's really fascinating. But anyways, your intuition, it wants you to trust it. Because the mind plays games. The mind lives in a realm often of illusion. And we need to be able to discern between illusion and intuition. And it's extremely, extremely difficult because in this 3D realm that we live in the Matrix, we are taught to listen to our analytical mind, our logical mind, and that our intuition is kind of swept under the cover. So it's that little nudge inside of you trying to guide you, saying, I don't know, maybe this isn't a good idea. Or this is clearly what is waiting for you. Okay, so whoop, my spirit guide is behind me. But that's the thing. Your guides are in front of you, beside you, around you. They're everywhere. Because they're constantly looking out for you in every angle. Okay, so now we're up a bit higher now. Back to a higher perspective. Oh. Wow. And now the snow is gently falling. It's hard to see, but Okay. I'd love to do some live stream videos of doing this. Hopefully maybe in the spring I can, and then I can answer people's questions while I am actually out here in the woods. That would be really, really interesting for everyone, I think. Because I do have internet out here because we're up actually on top of a big mountain. Okay. Well, I just want you to know that I'm really excited for whatever new life is coming in for you, whatever new perspective, new project, new relationship, new view on spirituality, transformation within and without. I am so excited for you, and just know that you're on the right path of where you're meant to go. And no matter how dark it gets, you will always have help. You just need to ask for it. And I think the wind agrees. So thank you everyone for coming with me on this walk. Thank you to our beautiful spirit guides, elemental, animal, and ethereal. And I hope to see you in the next video, whichever one you choose. All my love to you, beautiful creatures. Bye. Okay, hello everyone. If you chose this path, then this is going to be your walk through the woods. Today we are asking Spirit, what messages does Spirit want to convey to you? What are your spirit guides trying to communicate? And so as we walk through these woods on this eerie winter evening, we're going to try to get some messages for you. It's very calm today. Very crisp, cool, but extremely calm. It just snowed last night, so all of the trees have snow on them. So, what is Spirit trying to communicate with group 3? What is Spirit trying to communicate? Well, I'm seeing that whatever path you are on, it's curving and twisting. And that's natural. Nothing is a straight line. No course of action will ever take you a straight shot to where you're trying to get to. There's always twists and turns. And I'm looking to the left here, and I'm seeing, look at all this. These are boulders. Tons and tons of stones that were put here 100 years ago to build a fence. And I'm thinking that maybe Spirit's trying to tell you that maybe you need to put up not barriers per se, but maybe it's important that you start putting up some barriers to protect yourself, like you don't want to let everyone in and take your energy all the time. Maybe it's important that you start trying to communicate what you desire, what you want, and ensure that you're not letting others take too much from you. It could also be a symbol that you're starting to build something. You're starting to build a project, and you're building a really strong foundation for it. So Spirit's saying, keep going, because you're doing really well. And maybe you're building it in a really, maybe whatever you're building, it's very innovative. It's never been done before. And so just trust that even though it might seem strange to some people, it's a really good idea. All right, so we're going to keep going. What are we seeing, Spirit? Well, I'm noticing a mixture of a few deciduous trees here and conifers kind of surrounding. And that's leading me to believe that you might be having a few different options. Now, I don't know. This could be relationship. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. You have this conifer here that is trapped in this deciduous tree. So maybe you are feeling trapped in something. Spirit's saying you know, look at all of the areas of your life. Is there anywhere where you feel stuck? Is there somewhere where it's no longer serving you, right? Because this tree, it clearly has no bottom anymore. It's been cut off. It is dead, and it is literally intertwined in this tree, this deciduous tree that's trying to climb into the sky. So it's saying that someone or something is clawing onto you and holding onto you. And Spirit's saying you need to release that. It's time to let it down. Now, I don't think I can like literally pull this tree down. No, I'd rather not. But Spirit's saying you got to let it go, right? It's time to move forward and let those things that are dead to you actually die and fall away, rather than holding on to them. Oh, I'm just gonna go over here. This is beautiful. Look at, oh my gosh. Okay, so over here is really interesting. We have a bunch of little balsam firs that are growing here. This is interesting. And then the rest surrounding it is deciduous. And then you have conifers, which aren't actually the same. They're cedars. So it's a lot of different, maybe you have, here, let's see what Spirit's saying. Maybe Spirit is saying that all of these others around you might have all these grandiose ideas, like they might be like, oh, this is how you should do this. This is how you should do this. And you're saying, you know what? I'm different. I am a different creature than you, a different beast altogether. I am going to grow in my own way, at my own pace. And I have my group of people, my community around me who is like me, like your soul family maybe is around you. And you're saying, I can grow with who I have next to me, And also, like, maybe these other people in your life are like shading you, like they're like crowding out like your spark, your light. And Spirit's saying, don't let that happen, like they have had their time to shine. It's time for your moment to glow. And look at these conifers here. Like they all have this beautiful green, these green needles, right? Like they don't shed their, they don't shed in the winter, right? Like they hold their own, even in the darkest and coldest times. So Spirit is saying, no matter how hard it is, no matter how cold and how desperate things become, you have the inner strength to hold your own, to share your creative ideas, to go forth in, say, a new relationship or a new creative project or whatever it is, and spread your seeds because you have that vitality always in you, right? You don't ever let it go. You don't ever let that shine be dimmed. You've got a creative spark. Group 3, and Spirit is saying it is time to climb. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? There's this whole world right to this right here of cedars, and there's it's acres and acres of just cedar forest. It's just absolutely beautiful. And cedars are a very, very they're a very strong, useful wood for building like decks, like patio furniture, anything outside. So like a log home, you would want to maybe use cedar, right? Because it's very weather resistant. Cedar strip canoes, right? These are all things that can handle weather. So Spirit's saying, again, like, it doesn't matter what is coming for you, like whatever storm is coming your way, whatever emotional, because there could be a lot of emotions running high and whatever is coming. It's saying you have the strength. You have what it takes to let the water, let the storm kind of just brush off you. It won't affect you. You have, like, you've gone through a lot is what I'm saying. You've gone through a lot. You've come out stronger and you have the courage and the strength now. Okay, what else do we have here? Yeah. I just feel like I'm on this walk at the end of the day, right? And so I'm feeling like you've ended a cycle in your life and you're ready to start anew. You're ready to take that deep breath and just start putting your energy into a new project, into a new relationship. If you're in a relationship, maybe you're thinking about having kids and you're wondering, should I with this person? Like, is this the person I'm meant to be with be with? Maybe take a moment and be still. Because this is a very calm day. Maybe this is a confirmation that's saying, yes, like go within, take a moment to find that inner stillness, and that will give you the answer that you seek. Because your mind will, like, look, like this forest is getting, it's harder and harder to see where the path is, right? Like your mind is going to take you on all these different paths and directions. And at the end of the day, I think you know truly what it is that you desire, right? And that, but again, like there are so many different avenues that you can take, right? You can go over here off the path into the darkness and get a new perspective. Okay, so it's not like it's always bad to go and shake things up and do things that, you know, other people might be like, what? Why would you do that? Like, that's crazy. That's impossible. Like, you know, like Spirit is saying the soul craves growth, and you cannot build, you know, this soul that can soar into the sky if you don't like go and root your roots into the darkest parts, right? That's what trees do. They spread their roots out into the ground and then they soar. Okay, so we have another wall here. This could again be a symbol that you are starting to build a foundation for something. Okay, you're building a foundation. Maybe you're building a home with someone. Maybe you're building a career. You're starting a career with someone, right? It could be all kinds of things. So Spirit is saying, you have what it takes. You have what it takes. You need to surround yourself with people who want to build the same thing as you, though. You don't want to be putting a rock in and then having somebody take the stone out, right? You want to be working on building a wall together. Okay, where are we? See, now we're just going through the woods. Now there's all kinds of things in here. Dead things. You know, they're not serving those who walk the mainstream path, but maybe for you, you like to go off the path and explore, you know, the dark, shadowy realms. And you can see like all kinds of beautiful things, like learn about different things, you know, learn about different parts of yourself that maybe you thought were lost or forgotten. Learn about why they were forgotten. Maybe there's inner child healing that you need to do. Maybe your inner child, Spirit is saying that your inner child is maybe trying to communicate with you. Maybe it's been locked away and it wants to come out and play, you know? Children, what do they love to do? They love to play and imagine, create, right? And they don't have they don't have that many worries, right? Because they're kids, right? They don't know the weight of the world yet. That is a learned, taught behavior to worry and fret, you know, like about the strangest things too, right? Like we worry about all kinds of things that don't really matter. What really matters is food and water, finding safety, having a community of people. Okay, so here's the same tree earlier that we saw, the balsam firs, and there's a few of them, right? They're all about the same height, and they're all growing up to be about there. So this is saying that whatever seeds you planted, they're going to grow and they're going to fruit and produce a beautiful abundance in your life. And then there's more of them and they're growing up even higher and higher. Yeah, so just keep nourishing whatever it is that you are building, group 3. And we're just going to keep following the path, twisting and turning through a mixed forest. Like we have all kinds of trees, like I said, softwood trees, so that's the conifers that hold on to the green all winter. You've got birch trees, lots of birch here. Birch are the first to come and pioneer the soils, so maybe you're continuing someone's legacy, I'm not sure. Maybe you're going to take over a family business and reinvent it in a new way. Maybe you're going to be having children and starting a new generation. All right, so we're in this beautiful open area now. Now this, in the spring and summer, this is all moss. It's absolutely stunning. Right now, you can't see it, but maybe there you will. So maybe Spirit's saying that this is a good time in life to just take a deep breath, lie down, congratulate yourself on how far you've come, you know, like these kinds of things, like when you're working on a project, you're working on a relationship or something, sometimes you don't see like all the benefits right away, but Spirit's saying you're going to see them really soon. Oh, it's cold. It's cold, but that is okay. All right. Oh. Yeah, like maybe there's some people in your life that you've been listening to for a while and they don't maybe have your best interests. Sorry, I'm just like looking at this tree and it's just like, it's just kind of sad. It's dying. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be home to so many different creatures and used for so much. Like we'll use this tree to keep us warm in the winter, right? But, you know, again, release that which no longer serves you. Do not necessarily conform and listen to ideas that don't resonate with you. If it doesn't feel right inside, like if you, like your intuition will know that something is wrong, right? Like anxiety is like a really like loud, aggressive voice, like don't do this, or like you have to do this. Whereas your intuition is more like a deep, resonant, agreeable, like yes, or maybe not. Okay, so we're leaving some of these conifers behind and heading into a more deciduous forest. This is primarily oak trees. Okay, so oaks are extremely hard wood. They're some of the hardest wood. And you know what else? They produce acorns. And acorns are some of the most important staple in a lot of the wildlife's diet here, including us. Yeah, so again, the abundance is coming, okay? Right now, you're just storing up, you know, you're preparing right now to get ready to spring. Open up your leaves, open up and shine in and shine out to whatever it is that you're planning on doing. Okay, we're going down. Now, in the spring, this is a creek here. So, but it's frozen right now. So maybe your emotions are just a little, you could be feeling a little stagnant right now. Maybe you're not sure where to put your emotions. Maybe you're not feeling extremely emotionally passionate about anything, but that's okay. Like it's important that you let that just pass because you will feel passionate and emotional again. So I'm just going to call the dog. All right, so there's lots of old logs, you know, across this creek here. So maybe you're using that which no longer serves you as kind of strength. So sometimes we can use different pains and traumas and learning experiences. Instead of letting them take us down, we're using them as growth. So these logs that are across this creek here, you know, they're used by all kinds of wildlife to cross the creek. And so maybe you're going to use these things which no longer serve you as a lift-off point. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that might be in reference to, but it could be a way. Especially if you're a creative person. Creative people tend to use sad and very painful experiences to make the most magical artwork, you know? These lost souls, they create this new dimension of art, you know? Vincent van Gogh, like when he was creating his pieces, you know, no one really cared. They were like, this is crap. And now his paintings go for millions and millions of dollars. They're priceless. He's seen as one of the greatest painters that ever lived. So perspective, right? Transforming perspective. All right, so, and also too, like I'm seeing all these birch trees. Now birch trees, as you notice, have all these different layers of skin, okay? Now this no longer really serves the birch tree anymore, so it can just come off. But it is incredible for starting fires, okay? So maybe you can use that which no longer serves you, like I said, to build this new creative project. Use it as the fire, the spark to ignite it. Look at all that. Maybe you're leaving an old relationship that no longer serves you, and you're going to use that kind of anger or upset that you were feeling, or that depression that you were feeling, to jumpstart into a new relationship with someone else. You're going to see like, oh my gosh, this new relationship is just absolutely incredible. Like, I can't believe I was treated how I was in my past relationship. Like, oh my gosh. You know, like, there's always a new perspective to be gained. And you cannot gain that new perspective unless you've been in, you know, a rut or something. Like, it really helps to go into these dark parts and experience these sometimes really dreadful things, but you grow so much from them, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It is actually true. So, all right, wandering through the woods. Oh, it's so calm. I do feel like maybe your life is fairly calm right now. Maybe there isn't. Maybe you're just waiting to reap the rewards of all of your hard work. Or, like I said, you're starting a new project. And Spirit's saying, just keep going, like, trust it. The most important thing you can do, though, is to release that which no longer serves you. All right, we're coming to another stone foundation again, so so there are these little inukshuks. You probably can't see them, but they're still standing even after a lot of snow has come and all the winds and stuff. And so whatever you're building is going to hold to the test of time. You know, like, some people might not understand it at first. Maybe you've had some knocked down, you know, you've had some of your ideas knocked down, relationships crumble, but this one might be the one. Spirit's saying, you're getting close. You're getting close to finding that solidity that you have been looking for. Like, 2020 was all about building a foundation. 2021 was all about change and transformation. 2022, you guys, this is the year of the lovers. This is the year of union, okay? Of union and abundance and creative explosion. And then you've got these gorgeous trees that are growing out of the base of this stone foundation, which you can't see because of the snow, but it's there. And I actually think that these trees are maybe 100 years old because they're growing out of it. So whatever you're going to be building, there's going to be a lot of people or a lot of things that are going to grow out of whatever you're building. So if you're building like a creative project or a career, like, it's going to influence people in the years to come. If you're getting involved with another person, maybe you're thinking of having kids, this is going to be a huge, impactful experience for those in the years to come. Okay. Well, it's getting dark and we're getting to the end of the path. But here's some markers. Spirit is confirming that you are on the right track. And we're going back into these beautiful conifers again that we saw. And look how tall these ones are. Okay, so a confirmation again that wherever you're putting your creative energies, it's going to be serving you. Oh, look. I don't know if you guys are familiar with shaga. Look at how much shaga there is. So we've got this one, and there's one up there and there. Shaga is an extremely helpful medicinal fungi. It has tons of antimicrobial properties, antifungal properties, anti-cancer properties. And so you, Pile or Group 3, have done some incredible healing Okay, like incredible healing. Now, birch and shaga work together as a team. The shaga doesn't actually kill the birch tree per se, right? Like they can live with each other. So even though they're different creatures, they still work together. So maybe even though you have a different perspective from someone, you can still find a way to work it out and to work together. Both appreciating, because maybe that person, just because it seems like they don't have, you know, what you want them to offer, what they're going to offer is actually way more incredible, more useful than you could have ever dreamed of. So maybe just wait and see what it is that's coming your way, because Spirit's saying you're in for a lot of healing and a lot of really useful insight. Okay. Whew. Well, I think we're almost at the end of the journey here. So group 3, I just wanted to say, like, keep going. Like, you're doing so well. You know, letting go of that which no longer serves you, moving through life along this path with fairly, like, not that many detours. It seems like, yes, there's twists and turns, like, of course, but you're taking them very, very gracefully, right? Like you're going with the flow. You're surrendering at this point, and that is the best way forward, because we always will have things that get in our way. We will always have fallen trees and that things that no longer serve us, but we have to look at them as tools to evolve, right? A tree that falls over, it still might be connected to the ground and find that one of its branches has found its way to the light, right? Like, you just never know why the universe has put certain people in your life, or why, because again, that creative inspiration that you're gonna use to inspire some sort of work of art, you have no idea the influence that it's going to have over the years to come. All right, well, release that which no longer serves you. Use it as kindling to light your fire. Spirit is saying you're on the right track. Just keep going. And it's always darkest just before the dawn. So a cycle is ending and you are coming into abundance. And once again, we're making it to a larger path. And surrendering to the flow of the universe. So let's thank our spirit guides, our creature guides, angels, whoever it is who has been assisting us here today to gather this divine information. And I hope that you have a beautiful, magical life, and follow your intuition and just surrender and let the mind trust the heart. All my love to you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hello there, everyone. So if you chose this path, then this is going to be your walk. So today we are asking, what are your spirit guides trying to communicate? Like, what messages is Spirit trying to convey to you? And this could be about anything. This could be about a romantic connection. This could be about your career. This could be about your own spiritual awakening. This could just be anything. So it's all about what Spirit is trying to communicate with you. And so we're just going to be open to all kinds of symbols, elements, feelings. Well, it's just started to snow a little bit. So you could be experiencing some new emotions in your life. Maybe some new feelings that you've never felt before. With regards to something, it could be a relationship, but I am seeing this cedar tree, which is actually split in two. So I'm feeling like this could be with regards to a relationship. Interesting. And it's like this branch here kind of scraped this other tree, and it's like maybe you've suffered maybe some wounds from this person, but you're still so intertwined, like you've grown together for so many years that like the wounds are healing, if this is with regards to a romantic connection. But Spirit's saying that like hold your ground, you know? Stay grounded. Don't let your mind play games on you. Like if you'll notice right now, everything is extremely still. There's not a breath of wind. And that to me is saying you need to go within and find some internal stillness. You need to find peace inside yourself if you're going to know what course of action to take. So if you want to stay in a relationship where you have grown together like this, then it's important that you find that stillness and peace to know if that's what you truly desire. Because it seems like maybe you are feeling some new emotions in your life and you're reevaluating everything. I keep seeing little bits of snow coming down. There's no wind yet. In the earlier path, in the path before, there was lots of wind. So this is interesting that it's all very still. It's like a deep breath before the storm, because there is snow coming. So maybe there's a storm coming. I don't want to scare you. I'm not saying that it's going to be a bad storm, because storms are extremely necessary to, you know, move the seeds around, to encourage growth and fertility, right? They move things, they inspire new ideas. Storms wake us and shake us up. So I'm noticing all these green though. You notice like these green conifers here. In the wintertime, often you don't see a lot of green because all the trees have lost their leaves. But here in Ontario and in Canada and, you know, northern hemispheres, you see a lot of these conifers which still hold on to their leaves. So I feel like green is often connected to the heart chakra. It's connected to creativity too. And so maybe you're opening your heart in new dimensions of itself. Like it's feeling things that it's never felt before. And there's this heart awareness that you're feeling. And you're relinquishing control. Like you're surrendering, you're trusting these new emotions. And these emotions are saying, you know, to let go of that which no longer serves you. Sorry, I'm seeing like bits of this dead pine tree here, you know, like let go of these dead portions, these parts of you that no longer serve, right? To the ultimate growth of the tree. You know, you need to let these things go. Okay, so being guided to come down here. See here, I was just saying, like, cut off the branches that no longer serve you. And here we have this beautiful, I believe it's a Douglas fir, balsam fir. And it's had all of its lower branches chopped off because they no longer serve it, right? They're maybe not cut off in the best way, right? Like they're kind of sporadically chopped here and there. Like you could use them as coat hangers. But yeah, exactly what I was saying. So that's very fascinating. And then these ones, they don't even have any lower branches here. They're like, yep, I don't need my lower branches. That which no longer serves me, I have let it go, and I am just going to soar to the top. So I think that whatever you've been holding on to, you're ready to let it go now. I don't think you need to be afraid. I think you have all that you need to sustain you. So these are little elder cones, elder bud cones. And you can actually use these to create an antiseptic. So for like cuts and wounds and stuff. So to heal. So these are very healing herbal remedy that the indigenous used to use to cleanse and clear all kinds of like bruises and cuts and stuff like that. So an alder is a very, very strong tree. You know, the Romans and Greeks used to use this kind of wood because it's kind of like in the willow family, like it's very water resistant. So those boats are still being found to this day. But anyway, sorry, that's a tangent, but I'm just saying you have the strength. I'm saying you have what it takes to heal yourself. And you've got that hard skin, that hard exterior and interior to embody whatever it is that you need to create this kind of oasis that you desire, like this new beginning. Sorry, I'm just like taken aback by how beautiful this scene is. So this is actually a small lake, and it's frozen now, so you can walk on it, but it's fed by springs from the highlands here, and then it goes into another lake. But basically what Spirit is trying to tell you is that you need to look maybe for other elements inside yourself that can feed you, that can inspire you. You don't necessarily need to look outside of yourself. There is like a wealth of creativity and expression to be found inside of your soul, you know, inside of this wellspring of knowledge and experiences that you've been through. And we're standing right now on a frozen lake. So it's not that your emotions are stagnant. It's that you are being able to take a deep breath right now and see your emotions from a different perspective. You're able to feel things from a different perspective and see that just because things maybe aren't moving like ecstatically right now doesn't mean that there isn't this new awakening, this new direction. You know, there's this abundance underneath you right now. There's fish and creatures living beneath this, right? Beneath this white exterior, this frozen exterior, but underneath there's a world waiting to be born, and you'll see it in the spring and summer. And you'll see it when you come into your spring and summer with inside yourself, right? Right now is the time for hibernation, to go within and find that internal stillness. And this beautiful frozen lake is just confirming that. So where do we feel called to go? See, there's things that no longer serve us, right? Like I was using the sticks as a metaphor, but they actually can serve you to light a fire to a new relationship, or to light a fire to a new form of creativity. So use that which no longer serves you as fire for whatever it is that you're inquiring about. Spirit's saying, take that pain, take those attachments that you no longer need in that form, and transform them into a new form. Burn them, take the flame, and start a new chapter of your life. You know, like this stick, it's kind of beautiful here, but I could actually rip it off and use it as fire to keep me warm, right? Like there's plenty of options. Okay, let's go back into the woods and continue on our path. So I'm feeling like you might need to go a little bit into some of the darker places of your emotions, just because there's always something that we are overlooking. So we're getting into this dark forest again. But this time, you know, you've been there. We've been to this part of the forest. You've been there. You kind of know what to expect. You know, you've traversed these emotions before, and now you've got a new perspective, you know? Now you can see above these, whatever has been bothering you. But I think, oh, interesting. Okay, so we're coming across, what is this? This is an old stove, I believe. So this is no longer, maybe it's not useful in its current state, but this could be fixed up, and it could be used to light a fire and keep us warm. So things in your life as they currently are might not be able to fuel whatever reality is it that you're desiring, but once you transform them, once you relinquish control over these, once you take control over these like things that are no longer serving you and break them free, then you can start to build the life that you want, right? Like, we are conditioned as children by our parents and things and school to behave in a certain way, to follow a certain code of conduct, you know, but as we grow up, we start to realize, like, those are just learned behaviors, but we can choose our own reality, what it is that we want to create. And so, okay, I'm seeing a path marker on the ground here. It's like on the ground, so you might be seeing signs in your life, like, that are just kind of like staring at you in the face, and you're like, why am I seeing this? Like, what's the universe trying to tell me? Spirit's trying to communicate with you that you're on the right path. Like, you literally, we're on the right path, but that you're literally on the right path. So stop questioning yourself. Stop thinking like, oh no, like, did I make the right decision to get with this person? Or, you know, like, did I make the right decision to leave this job? You know, yes, you did. Because you're here now, and there's literally no other place and time that you could be right now. This is where you are. So you have to accept that, and you have to go within, find that place of internal stillness, and that is where you can find your platform to stand up tall and share your truth. Sorry, this is like a platform, so I just was like, share your truth. That's what I think. Okay, so now we're coming into a small maple forest. Okay, so these are maple saplings here, and they're very young. You know, maybe they're like 10 years old. And you'll look up and you'll see all these giant birch trees. Okay, now birch are usually the first tree to pioneer an area, okay? After a fire or a clear cutting, they are the first trees to come and spread. Okay, they are also going to be the trees that then die and give the nutrients to these lovely sugar maples here, which will give us maple syrup. So there's maybe too many birch though to give these maples the proper sunlight that they need. And so maybe you feel in life that you are being shaded in some way, that you aren't being given the time of day, you aren't being given the proper nutrients that you need. So Spirit is telling you to take the time that you need for yourself to make sure that you are physically nourished, but also that you are spiritually nourished. If you feel like you're never getting your point across, or that your voice is never heard, this is a confirmation saying, those birch trees that are taking your light right now, those birch trees that are kind of running the show and like thinking it's all about them, they're only paving the way for you, really, for you to come up and shine your light. Okay? Maybe you need to let some of these birch trees go. You know, maybe there's figures in your life, like parental figures that you've looked up to for so long. And Spirit's saying, you know what? You need to look to yourself. You know, these figures, these mature figures might have had like a good intention for you in the beginning, but they maybe don't fully know what's best for you. Only you know what's best for yourself, you know? Only these little maples here know what's truly best for themselves. And what they think is best is to find the light. They're all searching for the light, right? And those birch trees are going to shade them. So you need to take down some of the birch trees in your life. I'm not saying like take down your parents. I'm just saying that you need to maybe change your perspective on what it is that they're offering you as guidance. If your parents are saying you have to go into this kind of career because this is what your grandfather did, or this is what will make you the most money, but you feel in your soul like, no, that I can't do that job, like that just doesn't feel right to me. Spirit's saying, yeah, you shouldn't. You should go with what your heart is feeling. You need to go with what you feel creatively invested in. You need to go with where your light can shine and where you can find light to nourish yourself. You do not want to try to grow in a place where you are constantly being shaded and shadowed by the rest of the world. You need to find a place to grow where you can get the adequate light that you need. Like these conifers here. You know, the conifers are doing quite well right now because, I mean, they are moving north because of what's going on environmentally, but, oh, there's another 2 cedars growing together. partnerships. Maybe there's a partnership coming into your life, or this is confirmation that whatever partnership you're in might be very helpful. But yeah, the conifers in this area do well because they can grow, like they don't shed their needles, right? So they can grow even after all of the other trees have shed. So for example, this is Ontario. We're going to get into a little bit of an environmental thing, but this is very symbolic. These conifers, like pine and spruce and cedar, when March rolls around and the ground starts to thaw, these trees can still absorb the sunlight. They can pump their roots, pump their trunk with the sap that they've been storing. You know, they can start to grow. Whereas the deciduous who don't have their leaves yet, there's nothing that they can do, right? They can't do photosynthesis. They can't start to grow because they don't have their little solar panels out yet, but these guys do. So they stand a chance in that respect. However, when these guys come along and they have their leaves all out, well, then the conifers are in trouble because they're shaded. So within life, it's a balance, right? You don't want to take the light from others, but you also want to, you don't want to have the light taken from you. You want to both share in that. So you want to share in the rewards and benefits of everything in life. And know that death is just transformation. It's a rebirth. Like these trees here that are dying, we're going to use them as kindling. We're going to use them for warmth. They're going to be home to animals and fungus and all kinds of insects. So death might be death in one form, but it is reborn in many others. So you have to have faith that no matter what part of you needs to die, that is what is meant to happen. We're going to go over here. So, sorry, I just want to get into something. There could be also something in life that might be making you ill. It could be something that is making you physically ill, mentally ill. It could be all kinds of things. But you'll see here on these trees, they all have this particular blight. And this blight spreads across their species. And once it starts to spread, there's nothing that they can do. They all become infected with it. Now, this could be an idea if we're relating it to, you know, what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. Maybe there is like something that is being spread. It could be a religious idea. It could be a political idea. It could be some sort of something that your friends are spreading, you know, information. I would be very cautious about trusting anything these days. Like, you need to kind of find your own internal alarm in a way, guidance system, because with regards to what's going on in the world right now, it's very challenging to trust anyone. You cannot trust the politicians, you can't trust what's going on in the news, you can't trust religion, because these are all just people that are trying to get the light, right? They're all vying for control over who's going to get the most attention. In our world that we live in, it's power, right? Money, that's the light. In the trees, the realm of this ecosystem here, it's the sunlight. It's who can get the most sunlight, who can get the most water. But for humans, it's who can have the most money, which ultimately in the end is about water. Seriously, if there was no water, I don't think that anybody would be trying to get money. But, you know, change of perspective, right? So Spirit is saying, remove that which no longer serves you. Okay? Try to see the world from a new perspective of trusting your own voice, not the voices of others, okay? Because they might not know what is best for you. They might be spreading old traumas, old wounds, old ideologies that are not actually going to serve you in your new life. And Spirit is saying you need to be very careful with who you trust, very careful with whose ideas you're trying to embody, because they could, in fact, be spreading something that is very infectious and toxic. And once it starts to spread, it's lethal. So be careful. Just be careful. Okay. Sorry, now I'm seeing all of the blight on these trees. Doesn't mean I can't still use the trees for something else, but it is sad. Remember, you always have a little spirit guide watching out for you. So if you ever need guidance, just ask your spirit guides for help. They will be there. They will be there to guide you. Now, we're coming into civilization a little bit. This is a dead-end road, so there's nobody here, but you can still see the difference. You know, there's a chain. This is me. This is what your spirit guides are saying. They're saying, climb over these chains. Don't see the chains as holding you back. Just see them as an obstacle that you can easily climb over. You know, we have all these mental barriers in our minds that we put up since we were kids. Like, oh, I can't do that. That's impossible. Spirit's saying, no, that's not impossible. You were just taught that it's impossible. You were taught that it's impossible to have a job that you absolutely love. No, it's not. Like, can I be an artist? Yes, I can. Can I be a YouTuber? Yes, I can. I can make money from that. Can I take pictures? Can I be a musician? Can I just share spiritual advice to others? Yes, you can. You really can. But you have to believe that you can. You need to relinquish. I keep saying relinquish. You need to let go of that which no longer serves you and turn it into something new. So we have all these branches here, right? Dead branches from ideologies that no longer serve us, but we're using them. We're going to use them for something new. We're going to burn them and use them to keep us warm, right? That's what they're going to serve us for. There's always something that can be transformed and repurposed. So we're coming into these poplars here. These beautiful poplars are like birch in that they come and they pioneer the land. So you might have some ideas that are very, very revolutionary for the times, okay? Now I know a lot of ideas are coming in now about where the future is headed and what we need to do to help protect and save the planet. And so maybe you have some ideas that you want to share with others. Well, these beautiful poplars are saying, like, yes, it's time. This is the time to grow and plant the seeds. Like, while there's light, like the poplars grow when there's no competition. They don't have competition. They just go. Right? They're fast growing. So maybe Spirit is saying, you know what, whatever you put your intention into, you're going to soar, you're going to grow. And you will be the nutrients, you will be that which feeds and nourishes others after you. Well, I think you have a lot. I think Spirit has taught us a lot today. I've learned a lot, and I'm really excited to hear what it is that you're going to be letting go of and what new ideas that you maybe have to share. This is very exciting. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Well, we're going to go thank the trees, even the ones that are dying and going to be repurposed. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you, Forest, for sharing with us any wisdom. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, creatures, trees, all of it. Because we are all one. We are all one. Expressing ourselves, expressing our divine selves in the physical. All right there. Well, thank you for taking this path with me, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Please feel free to come back and share, comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye!